It is time to take a closer look at the fully electric, vegan, gorgeous Polestar 2. The Polestar is actually sponsoring this video, that's why I'm here in Gothenburg. But guys, as you probably know, I'm definitely not a car lover, so what am I doing here? Well, I'm here as a design lover. It is a fully electric car, obviously, and you can drive for 500 kilometers before charging it again, and you can charge it just overnight or whatever. The car isn't actually out yet, it's just available for pre-orders. I think it's gonna be out like mid-2020, right, David?
Yeah.
So this rascal here is more or less a shell. I couldn't drive off in it if I wanted to because it is not a real existing car yet. How much is it gonna be when it's out, do you remember?
It will be just under £50,000.
Under £50,000. We actually heard that it took like a ton of people 3 to 4 years to decide on just the interior with all the colors and everything. Speaking of colors, or should I say maybe a lack thereof, this car has such scandi tones. You can combine yourself like the exterior with the interior colors, and they have cool names like Void and Thunder, just to make it a bit more hip. And it was so funny, we were talking to the interior designer, and she said that some of the exteriors and the interiors you can't actually choose to combine because the designers of the cars, they're like, no, these colors don't go together, and we can't have like the Polestar driving around looking all crap. It needs to be the colors that really mesh well. So the interior designers of the Polestar are actually schooling you on aesthetics when you choose. You might think that this is the Polestar 1, but actually this is just clay. Yep, the 1:1 scale clay model. Realistic, but totally fake.
So when was the last time you drove a car?
Ooh, when is it? What, 10 years ago?
Probably.
Wow, I am a little bit scared to drive now. The only car I ever owned was like metallic blue, and we call it the Pearl, didn't we, David?
Yeah.
Pärlan in Swedish. It was a 94 Volvo, what was it?
460.
460. It was a beauty, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not the most popular car ever. The 460.
I don't know why.
It was
I love
just
it.
us. You never see it.
It was so good. I miss it. This space that we're in, by the way, is like a mock-up of what the showrooms will look like all over the world later. So they are experimenting with materials and how to like showcase all the stuff that potential customers might want to know about. The atmosphere that they're going for with these showrooms is like gallery, museum, kind of even church-like, because they want it to be so simple and clean and uncluttered that the product, the car, is in focus. So David, what I want to ask you is, when you're in here, do you feel like you want to look at a car or confess your sins?
Look at a car, I think.
Okay, so mission accomplished. This car isn't just eco-friendly because it's electric though. And this is one thing that I really like, that even when it comes to the interior design and everything, the sustainability factor has been thought of. So for instance, for the wood used inside of the car, the wood has been manufactured in a way as to use as much of the wood as possible and to not be wasteful. And I mentioned that the interior is vegan. Guys, meet Weave Tech. 20 to 30% lighter than leather, and this little bit over here is made of 100% recycled plastic bottles. The material has actually been inspired by the fashion, kind of like the sporty fashion world with, you know, scuba diving and those kind of like very functional fabrics. What about some technical fun facts? Well, it is Google based, which means that it's always connected to Google and, you know, the Play Store. It is basically the future, David. Can
Yes.
you get involved? Obviously, for a modern car, we don't want the hassle of carrying around a key. So your phone is actually your key in this car. And the start button is when you sit down. One good aspect of having your phone being your key is that you can share your key with your friends. So say for example that you are, you know, at work and your friend wants to borrow your car, you can just send them a key virtually and they can access your car. The most annoying thing with owning a car is getting it serviced, am I right? Well, with this car, it actually censors when it's time to go get a little checkup, and then it takes a look at your calendar for you, notifies you and asks you, should I book an appointment for you to get serviced?
So do you want one?
You want one of these?
Yeah.
Are you offering to buy me one?
I don't know.
I would not refuse if you did. No, but seriously, like, what I really like about this car is that usually when I think about owning a car, I just think about how much it will complicate my life. You know, all of the hassle stuff you need to do with it. So what I really enjoy about this is that it kind of takes all the annoying bits and try to make it as simple as possible, like with the service stuff, you know, automatically heating it up and updating by itself and all of that. So it's kind of like the, you know, car version of a smartphone, I feel like.
Is this the car you would choose?
This is not the color combination that I would choose, but if you're curious to see how I configurated my own Polestar 2, go check the link in the description. No, but seriously, if I were to get a car, I would of course mostly look at it being vegan and sustainable. So that in combination with it being like this whole hassle-free, simplified thing, and obviously it's bloody gorgeous, isn't it? So I have to say, after these 2 days in Gothenburg, owning a car does seem a lot more tempting. A big thank you to Polestar for having me over for these 2 days. It has been a lot of fun and I always love being back in Sweden, of course. If you didn't see my last video about these offices, about the most minimalist cool offices in the world, maybe check it out and see what you think. And guys, thank you for watching. See you next week already. Hope you like this one. And tell me, would you like a Polestar 2? I definitely would. Okay guys, see you soon. Puss puss and hej då!